So, getting back to talking about aerobic and anaerobic workouts and exercise. I guess one of the questions may be, how do you know where you are when you're exercising? Are you just purely doing aerobic, or have you pushed yourself up to the anaerobic level? Well, for me personally, and you can probably tell by my breathing, that's what I just went through. A bit of anaerobic exercise. Short hill climb. I pushed myself a little bit. Got a little pain going in the legs. And then my breathing caught up to that. And when I start heavy breathing like that, I know that's what I've done. I've gone from I've passed from one threshold into the other, or passed over a certain threshold into the other. So for me, it's pretty obvious that if you're climbing hills, and if you're putting real effort into climbing those hills, you are going to be working through an anaerobic event. You know, none of this really kind of was a consideration of mine during the winter when I was doing workouts on Zwift. There she goes. But you know, it makes a lot of sense. They put you through certain FTP level workouts for a certain length of time, get your heart rate up, then push you beyond that. So to get you working on the higher end of your aerobic scale, then dump you into an anaerobic workout, and then back you down and get you to recover and repeat. And that's why they call it interval training. And that's really the best way to build up your endurance and your strength more than anything. But in general, just for fitness standpoint, just for fitness and exercise and using your road bike or your bike as a means for exercise, as long as you're breathing hard, your heart rate's up, and you're breaking a sweat, you are getting an aerobic exercise, and that's very beneficial. But on the other hand, you don't get much benefit out of a 10-minute ride. So you need to ride a good 30 minutes, a minimum, a day. Hopefully longer than that, an hour or so, or even more than that if you can, at least when you first get started. Which is what Susan and I are starting to do again. But there's also a benefit from doing a 10-minute workout 3 times a day, which kind of surprised me. So you don't have to burn yourself out in an hour and a half in an aerobic exercise when you first get started. Just pace yourself, you know? You'll get there. I personally know that I probably lost a little bit of my fitness level because of beginning to do rides with Susan and not pushing myself at all when I get out on the road. But now that she's got the e-bike, I am beginning to get myself moving again. In fact, last week before the crummy weather came along and we took our ride through Essex, we did 4 days in a row. And I felt good every day. But the last day that we rode, we took that ride through Essex and Lyme. There were some very surprising and strenuous hill climbs that really kicked my butt. So I'm getting back to trying to do a little more workouts on the road, and it's a matter of catching the right time where Susan either can't ride or doesn't want to ride, and the weather cooperates. So this coming week is supposed to be dry, even though it's going to be hot and maybe humid. So when Susan's out of work, I should be able to get some decent rides in terms of working out a bit. Here's a perfect example right here. This is probably a 3% grade, maybe 4. I'm spinning at actually 95 RPM. Surprises me. Yeah, 92. And while I do need to catch my breath a bit, my legs only slightly feel that lactate acid building up. Oh, you see the deer on the side of the road here. I wonder if he's going to cut across me. Nope. I didn't see him there. There's a pasture to my left, and a young buck just came running through it. Oh my gosh, what another beautiful day to ride. We're having a great summer. The other thing that's nice today is there's virtually no wind at all. Anything is better than a headwind, that's for sure. This piece of road coming up here is one of our favorite places to ride, and the road's been under construction for a while. I think the breakwater has been washed away, so they're doing some sort of repair work on the road. So you always got to be careful coming around this corner. not knowing what you're going to run into or who you're going to run into. Ooh, boy. Pretty day. I think I'll go up and stop at the top of the hill. Morning. Now, I think the other thing that might be giving me a little boost here this morning in terms of energy is that did a little maintenance on my bike yesterday to finesse my gearing a little better, plus clean my chain, and it's just absolutely running like silk. Really nice. Whew. Wow, is this a pretty day or what?